All right, traders, the portfolio is up 1% on the day. I'm going to be breaking down the mistakes that I ended up making today on certain trades, and I'm also going to be walking you through the good trades that I had. I had a phenomenal trade where I played puts twice right before the close, and those puts absolutely exploded. So I'm going to be going over that price action analysis and explain to you on why I was bearish for the last 30 minutes of the close using the 30-minute pattern trading strategy. I'm also going to be going over the updated price action analysis for the SPY. This is going to give you a better understanding on the key make it or break it levels to be trading at for tomorrow. Let's get straight into the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. So first things first, we're going to be doing the in-depth price action analysis for the SPY heading into tomorrow. So as you can see, we are having a nice move up here during extended hours. It closed at 377.09. Right now it's at 379. It just topped at nearly 380. With that being said, in terms of truly make or break levels that we need to go over, the previous closing price, so right now SPY is gapping up during extended hours. 377, there's going to be on track a gap to fill below there. That's make it or break it. Another make it or break it level is 378.40. For this move up to be truly bullish, the SPY needs to turn 378.40 into a support level. If it fails to turn that into a support level, then it will fill the gap at 377, which is make it or break it. If SPY bottoms at the gap, then it's overall bullish. If it cracks below the gap and 377.09 reacts as a resistance, you will see a micro bearish flip and pullback to $374 if that were to occur, right? So the key make it or break it levels for tomorrow are going to be 374, 377, and now let's talk resistance and, potential blow off tops. So, we ended up going up above this resistance level as of now at 378.30. If that can turn into support, then this will have a nice continuation of a micro bullish move within some time. And the next overall resistance level would be $381.20, 381 to 382. That would be the overall zone. And that will be a level of interest for some micro short-term scalping put options if it does go bullish. So I would say my key make it or break it levels, let's start off from the top, 382, 378.40, 377, the gap fill, and 374, one of the best support levels. Those are all of my key make it or break it levels heading into tomorrow. If those levels react as a resistance level and it starts to break down, then it goes back down to the next level and then rinse and repeat, take profits. If those levels react as support levels and breakouts, then it goes up to the next level. So that's my overall thoughts in terms of like price action and key levels that I am interested in. I mean, to truly remain bullish, it needs to stay above this gap at 377.09. If it cracks that, then it has a nice pullback to this 374 level. That would be the overall level if it cracks 377. But overall, to continue bullish for true strength, it has to go and turn 378.40 into support. If that cracks, then we will likely see a gap fill. If 378.40 cracks, we will likely see a gap fill at 377.09. And like I said, if that cracks, then it goes to 374. Those are the key make it or break it levels for the SPY. That's the in-depth price action analysis. Judging by the daily chart, it can go either way, in terms of how the daily chart looks. In terms of this pattern, I'm seeing this green candle on the daily right here. I've seen times where it forms that candle towards key resistance and then it sells off. And then there's other times where it pumps. So it's not telling me too much in terms of the micro, but it does appear that there is a little bit more upside potential in terms of like swinging puts and holding puts. I would wait a tad bit. I wouldn't get in just yet in terms of that. I've been waiting on sidelines in terms of swing trading puts. I haven't been doing anything with really swings. So I'm just kind of waiting on sidelines to get some sort of strong confirmation. But this is the second day where we did kind of, fail to really push and break above that 378.40 level. So if we do go below 377 tomorrow, expect to drop to 374. This is now the second day where we're at the top of this channel. And SPY did attempt to have a weak close, but you can see it's attempting to have a small recovery here during extended hours. So we'll see how it reacts at those key make it or break it levels. If you see 377 or previous resistance right here, 378.40 react to support, then it's super micro bullish for continuation to attempt to breakout. for a jump to 382, and then 382 would be a micro level of interest to puts. If it goes above 382, then it's super fucking bullish to like 385. So we'll see how this all reacts. But like I said, there should be, in terms of your best level for put options, it's going to be this level right here, this 382, this 382 to 382.70. This is going to be your best level for potential puts heading into tomorrow if this does, remain micro overall bullish. That's the thoughts. That's the analysis. Now, I want to go over some strategy talks and some plays and some things that I'm tweaking to my trading. So what I've noticed is, for those of you who've followed my channel, you are well aware, I love trading early in the morning. That's what, I really used to love to do, and I would do well with it. But I also had very, very big losses during the morning due to the high volatility that goes on within the morning. And there's a lot of flip flops, and you have to be extremely quick with your trades. And there's a lot of times I recently learned this new 30-minute trading strategy. I learned it about probably, 2-3 months ago, and it's been working extremely well. And if you guys have been following my channel for a long time, you are well aware that I like using strategies that revolve around history repeating itself. So I know exactly what's going to happen for my trade in terms of like my price target, where I should be entering, the timing and stuff like that. It revolves around history repeating itself. And I use trading confirmations and theories to confirm that that history is going to repeat itself. So I've been analyzing the best thing I can do possible. And based off of this new 30-minute strategy that I've been using for the past couple months, it has come to my awareness that the best thing I can truly be doing in terms of accuracy, high win rate, avoiding big losses, avoiding, just stupid trades in general, that where high volatility can just flip-flop against you very, very quickly. Best thing I could really do at this point, especially with where my portfolio is at, is to do the best thing possible. And that's truly to, skip the morning. So I'm going to make it very clear. I'm basically skipping the mornings from now on. I'm not going to be trading before 10 a.m. If I do, then it's a very small position size. And in a sense, it could potentially be a gamble. There's some times where in the morning, the opportunity is there. But if you're not on point in the morning and the opportunity is not there, and there is a lack of history, that's another disadvantage. But if you are not on point, the morning can absolutely wreck you. I was over trading in the morning. I had 4 straight L's in the morning. I recovered for a small 1% gain on the portfolio because I absolutely killed it middle of the day. And then I crushed power hour with puts towards 3:30 p.m. So I did end up recovering. But what I've noticed is, in terms of the SPY, I am going to be skipping the open. I'm not going to be trading the SPY before 10 a.m. I'm going to wait until at least one 30-minute candle develops. That way there's some history and it'll be a lot more predictable using the 30-minute strategy. So I want to bring awareness to that. Now, let's talk strategy and let's talk trend. So, this is the main trade that I want to go over. This was the best trade of the day, and it was based off of the 30-minute chart, just today's 30-minute chart, not looking at other patterns, just purely today's 30-minute chart. And I'm going to show you what this is. So you see how we have these nice 3 green bars stacking sideways here, right? And then the next 30-minute candle is a red bar. So it has these nice 3 green bars. It's stacking up sideways. You have this top wick, and the next 30-minute candle is a nice red bearish candle. So this is the reason why I decided to play puts twice very, very early into this 30-minute candle into 3:30 p.m. Absolutely banked and crushed it twice on those, making 40% and then 60%. If I were to hold a little bit longer, they would have made over 300%. It was crazy. And then SPX puts, those went up 1,000%. That's another thing. I'm going to start focusing more on SPX. I'll explain that towards the end of this video. But study this pattern, right? You have these 3 slanted green candles with this top wick. It looks kind of like it's forming resistance. It looks like it needs a break to go up. And then you have this nice red candle. Same pattern occurred. You have these 3 slanted candles to the upside pushing for new highs. And then on the third candle, you have this top wick. And what happens if history repeats itself? If history repeats itself, the SPY should have a bearish 30-minute candle close week. And you could see this occurred at 3:30 p.m. into the close, and SPY was overbought. It was exhausted. It just topped out at 379.50. It's due for some sort of micro pullback. So based off of that 30-minute pattern, I used that history as confirmation that it was going to repeat itself. Because you truly have to ask yourself as well, what is going to print? Are calls really going to keep printing past 3:30 p.m. with this pattern when calls have been printing all the way down here since 10:30 a.m.? I don't think so. I think puts are slaughtered so badly where there could be a nice quick print on these put options heading into the close, because they're just so destroyed in value. And there needs to be some sort of move to the downside. And if it were to happen, notice how it happens at the very last 30 minutes with that pattern. It would make sense for the puts to print in the last 30 minutes because SPY was just so overbought. The pattern showed, if history repeats itself, that it's going to be a bearish 30 minute. And you could see that's exactly what ended up happening. So this is what I'm talking about in terms of pattern recognition. I'm pulling these patterns out of the 30-minute chart. And it's not just some days, depending on the trade. Some days I'm using today's 30-minute chart and I'm seeing the pattern. Like that trade, it was purely based off of today's 30-minute chart. And then there's other times where I'm looking further back and I'm looking for patterns, right? So if the intraday chart isn't telling me anything, what I'll do is I'll go back further in time. Like I'll go back to like the 30-day, 30-minute chart and I'll look at similar levels and I'll look to see how does SPY react when it forms this specific candlestick towards this support level or towards this resistance level. And I'll start to identify patterns and capture them in real time. Now, in terms of history repeating itself and what I found to be the most accurate, short-term time frames, instead of going back super far, go more back in terms of like recent, like intraday pattern. Like this was perfect, that repeated to a T. I like the more short-term history repeat itself. But I just wanted to quickly go over that should help you in a sense identify trend and pattern recognition. And that's kind of what I wanted to mention within this overall video lesson for you guys. So that's the main trade that I wanted to bring up. I mean, in terms of today, there was over 15 scalps. The win rate was sitting at about 70% today. It was a little bit lower because in terms of this morning, the trades were just not good. And I was just breaking all my rules this morning. But, I was aware they weren't the best setups. So I was just sizing in fairly lightly for the most part. But it wasn't a good session in terms of the morning. But the middle of the day, and then, oh my gosh, Power Hour was insane in terms of like the put options. Like I'm telling you, if you played puts during Power Hour, I alerted these. Here, I'll show you SPX. These went even crazier. I was buying the SPY puts 377 strike at 30 cents. They went up to like $1.30. Man, if you were to play SPX, let me show you these when I was buying puts. Right around here was my second entry. So say I went like 5 points out of the money. We'll do like a 3795 on these. Towards the last minute, these went absolutely insane, man. Look at how well these put options did. Let me zoom in on this here real quick. Okay, so let me see. Is this the right contract? Hold up. I think that is tomorrow's expiration. I might have grabbed the wrong one. I'll just do SPY. It's easier. I'll just do SPY. If you did a 377, I had these at 30 cents twice. They went up to like $1.20. So yeah, look at how crazy this is. I scooped these at 30 cents twice. They went up to $1. Now these went up to 71 cents. And then the other strike too, the other one went to like $1. It was the 378, I believe. 378. Yeah, it was the 378. These are the ones, not the 377. I was scooping these at 30 cents right around here. And then I sold into the spike at like 40 cents. And then I rebought the dip at 30 cents. It went up a little bit lower. It went to 22 cents. And then this thing just, SPY collapsed and these puts skyrocketed. Look at this. They went from 22 cents all the way to $1.46, man. This was a crazy play. That was like a game-changing type of play. We had people do very, very well on that particular trade. So yeah, that was the play of the day, and that's how I did it. I just wanted to bring awareness to in terms of the pattern recognition, right? And just know, guys, the craziest prints are going to come in during the end of the day when you have big moves like this. So if you see that 30-minute pattern, if you see a pattern towards that 30-minute chart or towards 3:45 p.m. into Power Hour right before the close, these options can move multiple hundreds of percents. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, look at what SPX did. SPX basically went double the amount of the contracts today. Let's see. Look at Yeah, look at the 1795. I think these were the ones. 1795. Yeah, look at how crazy these went. These were at $1.55. These were at like $2 when I was buying the SPY puts. They went all the way to 16. That's an 8x. So SPX printed much, much better. So if you are going to trade SPX, what I would say is, I would wait until the contracts become cheaper into the middle of the day, into the close. And I'm typically scalping in and out, same day options very quickly within a minute or a couple minutes or 10, 15, 20 minutes max. In terms of SPX, and don't go too far out of the money. At the most, go a couple points at the money. So you have to make sure that the price is not too far off from the strike price, right? So don't go too far out of the money. Go a couple points out of the money at most, and I would wait for them to become much cheaper in a sense. Now, if you have a larger account, then you can trade. You can trade it any time of the day. That's completely fine. But if you have a smaller account, I would wait until they become super cheap. I'm talking like at least under like $4, at least under, $400 a contract. So just wait. So yeah, but SPX, man, it has insane prints, man. The prints are bigger on SPX. With that being said though, the losses will be bigger. So your percentage losses if you trade SPX will be bigger, but your percentage gains will be bigger as well. So it could be a very rewarding way if you situate it to where the contracts are super cheap. That can really help in a sense. Not that they, need to be if you have a larger account, but if you have a smaller account, then yeah, you're going to need the contracts to be super cheap. So those are some things that I want to bring awareness to, because SPX does bring bigger percentage gains, but it also does bring bigger percentage losses. But by the looks at it, by the looks of it, if you know what you're doing, the risk is worth the reward, especially if you have a larger account and experience within the market. There's also tax benefits to trading SPX compared to SPY. And just to understand, it's a lot more volatile, and you do have to know what you're doing, because if you're going 5 points out of the money at a bad level, you can instantly lose like 20, 30, 40%, literally within minutes with one bad move. That's the thing. You have to know what you're doing with the strike price, and it has to be aligned, with this. You can't be going like, I'm talking a couple points out the most. Do not go super far out of the money. Yeah, that's the thing I also want to bring awareness to. And when I'm trading like these same day expirations, later into the day, sometimes they'll go against me and I'll be down like, 20%, and they're very, very cheap contracts. I'll be down like 20%. And it'll happen in a couple minutes. And in that situation, depending on the situation in the trade, I will usually add. I'll do like a light add to balance it out, and I'll hold it a little bit, not too long, right? It depends on the trade. Sometimes I take a starter position and enter a little bit earlier, because the expected move can occur sooner than later, and I don't want to miss out on the trade. So I'll take like a starting position, and then if it goes against me, I see it as a gift to add more. And then that's where I'll take more of the real size. That's something that I've been doing. It's been working, but you have to know when to do that in the type of trade. So like if I'm expecting, SPY to be bearish the next 30 minutes, and the 30-minute candle is going to open up in 10 minutes and it's at a resistance level that I like, sometimes I'll take a starting position and then I'll get squeezed. One thing I will say about that though is, in general, the best thing you could do is just wait for the true best setup, instead of like, saying, I might miss out on the trade. Just literally just time it perfectly. If you miss out, you miss out. If it rips higher the next 10 minutes, then great. That's an opportunity to play puts without the starting position and take the actual real position. That's one thing I can say about that. But like I said, there are certain trades where I have higher conviction on, and I think the move's going to work within the next 20 to 30 minutes, but I could be wrong for the next 5 to 10 minutes. And within those 5 to 10 minutes, I could be down 20, 30% on trade. So I'm aware of that, and I'll take a starting position in that case scenario if the timing isn't on point, or I just won't take the trade at all. It depends on the setup and level it's trading at. Those are just things I want to bring awareness to, because some people were a little confused on why I was adding to positions. Literally like almost every single time I added to a trade today, it worked out perfectly, because it was based off a 30-minute candle that hadn't opened up yet, and I was taking a premature entry because the move could have occurred a little bit earlier. But like I said, best thing you can do is truly wait, especially if your portfolio is not at a place where, you can be doing slightly riskier things. So, yeah. in terms of, you know, other stocks and other things I'm looking at, I'm keeping an eye on this stock here, PDD. We have a gap to fill at 68. Just going to keep an eye on it. Looks like it wants to pull back. Other than that, in terms of like micro trades, I'm really not looking at anything else. I mean, Tesla's looking a little interesting here. I'll keep an eye on that. But the main focus is SPY headed into tomorrow. So yeah, we're gonna absolutely crush it tomorrow, guys. If you do want to join Trader Society, it's gonna be the first link down below in the description. I'm telling you, man, we got people who are absolutely crushing it within Trader Society, man. You got to give a big shout out to the members, man. The consistency is unreal. Big shout out to Ricky Garcia, one of the most consistent members within Trader Society. Ended up making over 5 figures today, absolutely crushing SPX. He doesn't even trade SPY, he trades SPX. So big shout out to him, man, absolutely killing it. Dimitri, his consistency is insane. He did very, very well on puts into the close. So Philip, very nicely done with the consistency. So if you do want to be a part of Trader Society, guys, it is the first link down below in the description. Everything's explained in terms of what's included for the program. It'll explain to you if you feel this is the right fit for you. It's going to help you make a self-sufficient trader. It's going to show you how to trade options both ways. It's going to show you how to scalp both ways, in and out, where you can make a nice 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% plus return in contracts within just a few minutes scalping at the key make it or break it levels. It'll show you when to be bullish, when to be bearish, how to identify when the bulls or bears are in control. It'll show you risk management, position sizing, mindset training, all of the technical strategies that I've created, the gap trading strategies that I've created, the history that tends to repeat itself strategy that I've created. Everything it is that I know about price action that I've developed over the past decade will be in this program, and there will be more and new content as time goes on. So if you do want to be a part of it, you get access to that video lesson library, where it's going to show you how to master the SPY, where it's going to show you how to master small cap stocks, how to trade stocks as well, how to trade options, discipline, mindset training, risk management, position sizing. You get access to the Discord server, the chat room, the real-time trade alerts, the real-time scalp alerts. You also get access to the networking opportunities, where you can direct message members within the chat room. We have, multiple members who are well over 6 figures, and we do have a couple of millionaires within Trader Society. You do also get access to direct messaging between you and I and the members within the Discord. And there's a lot more to it, man. So if you want to check it out, you get the stock watch list, the stock analysis, the real-time trade alerts, not for you to blindly follow, but for you to see what it is that I'm doing in real time with the strategies. So you can pick up on things in real time. So yeah, there's a lot to learn about it, and if you do want to become self-sufficient, this would be the best program for you. I'm going to leave the link down below in the description. It's the first link. As soon as you sign up, you get instant lifetime access, and you can start live trading with me every single day. I'm going to leave it off at that, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the end of this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow.